Hey guys, and welcome to Daily Lessons from the Archive, where each day we are granted access to the notebooks of our Minister in Metaphysics, CEM. And we're continuing on with our lesson of the architecture of the energy body. This is day 3, or the third day of this lesson. And just for a quick review, of course, we are talking about this point right here. Hold on. Right here at the nape of the neck. And this is called the magnetic interconnector. So we have discussed a lot about the magnetic interconnector. Um, so let's just, okay. So actually this wouldn't be the second video, it would be the third video. And the date is good though. Okay, so the magnetic interconnector is the mechanism that links one field of consciousness energy to another. And we're going to continue on with where we were. We were getting into, we talked about, connecting the individual field to the larger fields and, about all of that. But what hit me was I had to put a note to myself here, remember gravity. So this is one thing I'll say about, the lessons. Even if tuned in for the ones yesterday or the day before yesterday, the lesson grows. You'll see, yesterday's there are things highlighted that wasn't highlighted the day before. That's because before every lesson, I'm coming in to look at my notes and kind of get things together. And then, I'll start to think about things or read things, go, oh, yeah, that's right. So remember gravity. Remember gravity. So why did I say remember gravity? Make sure you can see that. The reason I say remember gravity is because we're talking about maintaining coherence. Maintaining coherence is basically keeping your reality stabilized. Maintaining coherence is making sure that your reality doesn't break up into fragmented pieces, or that you don't get information that you can't process completely, destroy your reality. And we do have those moments, but what if those moments were all the time? So to maintain coherence, they connect the individual to larger fields. This pulls things together. And we use the word gravitate toward each other. So the reason I want to talk about gravity, so some people think gravity is not real. Gravity is actually real, but how they've given it to us is not real. Gravity does not pull down. It pulls together. If you think about gravity in space, they'll tell you gravity pulls things together. Gravity under the water, which is a different space, also pulls things together and can crush them as well. When things fall, like when things fall out of the sky or fall, from meteors and things like that fall, it's because they have lost gravity, not because that is gravity. The what goes up must come down. I'm not even gonna get into that because I would have to like kind of sit in it a little bit, but yeah. So anyway, gravity pulls things together. It doesn't pull things down. And we're stars, we're planets. This is just a different type of space that we're living in, another domain. And gravity does the same thing here as it does all over the universe, everywhere else. It pulls things together. So to maintain coherence, rather than allowing information to remain scattered, the magnetic interconnector, it pulls related patterns together. So that's how you have people gravitating toward each other. So let's get into memories connecting to other memories, emotions linking to similar emotions, beliefs attracting experiences that match those beliefs. These, sorry, let me get down there. These all go together to make your reality. And what is your reality? Your reality is your story. So, what is the contextual integration system? Because that's what this is. To maintain coherence, what it's using is the contextual integration system. So, what is the contextual integration system? The contextual integration system is the soul system and the brain. So, what is the soul system? The soul system is a programming software for the balancing keeping system of the planetary human. Um, and the balancing keeping system of the planetary human is something we'll get into. It's not right now. So the the purpose of the soul, or not the purpose, but what the soul system is constantly trying to do is come back to homeostasis. And that's what the contextual integration system does. It keeps you at homeostasis. It keeps your reality balanced. So what does it do? The contextual integration system stabilizes reality. It's a data integration system. It's a data integration system, and it's about building contextual stories that are connected across systems, processes, and people to deliver better experiences. Now, to put that in the context of us, let's say you have a story that stabilizes your reality that all women are bad, right? All women are bad. You have memories of it, starting back with your mom, your first girlfriend, all of that. Your emotions are linked to it, and your belief system is linked to it. So that's your reality. So what this does, what the contextual integration does, your soul system works on that, and also your brain works on that. What it does is it gathers stories to fit that belief system, and it builds your reality and keeps that stabilized and balanced in homeostasis for you. So it would go something like, you think all women are bad. All right, so that's, women you work with, women you may come in contact with in business or at the bank, or even women in social settings, girlfriends, maybe even family members. And then you have these memories that connect because your brain is looking for those memories. And your brain also will start to find these, and it will start to attract experiences that match those beliefs. And what is that? That's our electromagnetic system working. That's what that is. Because you are what you believe, and you're gonna attract that. Belief is a key code, and it's one of the biggest key codes, and I'll get into that later. But belief is a key code. Without it, nothing can manifest. Without it, you can't really do it. I mean, it's a part of the code. So your your magnetic interconnector are looking, it knows your belief systems, and so now it's looking for experiences to match those belief systems. So that's when you start running into, oh my God, I keep having the same experience. Well, do you have the same beliefs? You're going to attract what you believe, and then your whole body is involved. Your emotions are involved. That's your energy. Emotions are energy in motion, and emotions are memories, and memories are karma, or can be karma in motion. So you have your contextual integration system and your soul system, and they're working together to keep you in balance, to keep your reality together for you. So the contextual integration system of the soul is to collect experiences and frame them in a context of a story, and then use this story throughout a multitude of systems, like I just explained. If the allegory or the story is that only positive, great things happen to me, I will find that in every situation. And you know those type of people. You've run into them where they can find the positive in anything. It seems like, they're never really brought down by the other side because their brain is working just like your brain is working, just in another direction. You could change yours as well. I could change mine. We can all change. It's called neuroplasticity, and we'll talk about that as well, especially when we get into language and DNA. So, as we continue, now this can and will build archetypes, false authoritative gods in the environment, and develop the spirituality of desperation, because this changes your precepts. Now, your precepts are a different type of belief. And when I started learning about precepts, I got the download or just, change your precepts. And I started looking at precepts. Now, precepts are a type of gnosis. And once again, that's something else that I'll get into at another time. So, when you are building these stories, when you are connecting to these stories are actually building archetypes for you. This is where a lot of the roles come from that we think and we believe. 11 and 11 hitting there. Um, this is where a lot of our archetypes, our roles, our positions, the things we hold even sacred. Once again, false authoritative gods come into play. A false authoritative God is a God that comes from a story you built from the outside. Now, this could be um, this could, okay, say you don't like women, right? This could build the belief that they need to be subdued in some way. There's religions for that. It's the spirituality of desperation because you're desperately trying to hold on to whatever story it is. And that's not just, I don't like women, or whatever it is. Whatever the story is, it will build an archetype, and a false authority will come in for that. That's how cults start. That's how we link to people, places, and things. And remember when we talked about in some of the earlier classes, we said, hold on. What this also does, once again, the magnetic interconnector, it takes your personal energy field and it connects it to larger energetic structures. And I said that can be anything. That could be religious structures, financial structures. This could be a group of people, a tribe. So you see how this is all working together. So that's why the stories that we tell ourselves, the things we believe, a lot of times this stuff creeps in through implicit memory. It isn't something that we're conscious of. And that's why it's showing up here too, because we're trying to figure out, well, how did I build this life? How the hell did I get here? This is how. I don't mean to laugh because I'm talking to you. I'm not just talking to you. But this is how. This is how we got here. Through memories connecting to memories, emotions linking to similar emotions. And this creates beliefs that attract other experiences. So that's how we get here. Um, I think I'm gonna end it because we're already at what? Yeah, I think I'm gonna end this. We talked about precepts. Well, okay, with this one we get into um, the false authority takes over the hue. Now, the hue is the God and is the spirit of you. There's the God gene, and the God gene was something that can never be replicated, even in the whole creation story. They couldn't they couldn't replicate. Somebody doesn't want me to talk. The God gene, and I'm going to talk about that cosmic history. As a matter of fact, I am talking about a lot of that cosmic history in this series that I'm doing. It's called the Original Records of the Archive, and this is before, the patriarch before the rewrite, before they changed things, before time was manipulated and invented, actually. Um, this, so, and also, now that I'm thinking about it, redemption. If you don't know what that is, that's the story that, not the story, but the what I'm doing that has Ina going to see the keeper of the earth. That new episode will be dropping to, tomorrow night, and that will be once every 2 weeks. We'll have a new episode of that. So I'm getting these together. It's happening, but anyway, back to this. The hue part of you, that God gene that they could not replicate, begins to create a new biospheric condition for the new ecosystems, both inside and outside of itself. So now the universe, your universe, which is inside of you, begins to change. That's going to change your outerverse, the one outside of you. And this is how we start to build those atmospheres. It's when that piece of us that holds the very sacredness of us, that core piece of us, changes. Um, and this happens when we tell the story, when we believe the story, when we start connecting the memories and the emotions, and we continue to tell the story. It becomes repetition. It begins to change the DNA, which is also a key code to changing DNA is repetition, like belief, gnosis, all of that. So it starts to shape our entire world. This isn't just, a point that just does one thing. And that's why this is called the architecture, because it's of the entire system. We are talking about one point, and we've spent a little while talking about each point. And that's because, or talking about this point, because it's such a big point. But every point on the system actually is, it means something. Oh, okay. So like this, I can bring this out. You see that? You see this? This is like my original drawing. Oh, actually, it's not the original. The original was the other one that I showed with the wings. But when I started going in and really looking at everything, and downloading it and channeling it and figuring it out, this, which has all the points on it. That was, I think, the original one. And then this one kind of came behind it. And I started figuring this one right here out. And also putting some other drawings together. And as you can see, all of these have, and I haven't channeled all of it. I stopped at, I think, number 8. But these all would have a lot, to say, I should say. They will all have a lot to say. So even though it's one point, that one point does a lot through your system. So, yeah. So anyway, I kind of got a little off topic, but that's okay. Please like, share. What in the world? It was sitting on my computer. Okay. Please, these are all threes. I'm gonna say 333 all day too. Anyway, I think there might be some sevens in there. Anyway, that's all for tonight. Please like, share, subscribe, donate if you would like to. It's always welcome. If you would like a session of why it's not working, those are also available. All products and all of that as well will be in the description. Redemption, new episode with Ina and the Keeper of Earth will be premiering tomorrow night. And have a great day.